Hello viewers, welcome to our lecture series on marketing management, and today we are going to start another topic of marketing management, that is segmentation, targeting and positioning. And when we club it together, we call it STP, that is segmentation, targeting and positioning. Before I proceed for this segmentation, targeting and positioning, let me recapitulate what we have discussed in the previous lecture of ours. We have talked about how to respond to the marketing environment, how to scan the marketing environment so that the best of marketing strategies can be crafted and implemented. And if we talk about the ways and the way in which marketers respond to the marketing environment, there are three types of marketers you may witness in the market. One is those who make things happen, which means they are scanning the marketing environment and they are making things happen according to the requirement of the market. Second is the category where we categorize those marketers who are watching things happen. They are witnessing that yes, other marketers are following, and there is another category, the third category of laggards, who only wonder what has happened. So marketers of course would try to position themselves in the first category of those who make things happen, rather than placing themselves or positioning themselves in the third category where they keep on wondering what has happened. So keeping this in mind, marketers of today, they talk about planning their entire marketing activities in a very systematic manner. And when they plan it in a systematic manner, the first step is that how to go for segmentation, targeting and positioning. Let me briefly give you the background of what we do into the market segmentation. Why do we go for market segmentation? If I have to explain the term segmentation, it actually represents our effort to identify and categorize group of customers, or you can say countries, according to common characteristics. I have been telling you about the heterogeneous market and finding a commonality into that. It is something like that only, that out of this vast market, out of this huge market, who are my customers, how to find them, how to identify them. We are on that drive, and that drive starts from the segmentation, market segmentation. And the reason for market segmentation is very simple, because we cannot resort to mass marketing. We cannot as a marketer, we cannot sell our product to each and every customers. There are two reasons for it. One is that our resources are limited, and second is the customers preferences, taste, choices are entirely different from each other. So we have to find out a market which is suitable for me, or for which my products are suitable, market where I can serve. So we are basically going to classify the market on different bases, and we'll try to find which segment of the market is best for me. What is my segment? If I go for segmenting the market, identifying and categorizing groups of customers and countries according to common characteristics, it may help me in identifying that what can be my target. So remember, my dear learners, at times we commit a mistake. We somehow by mistake we consider that segmentation and targeting, they are the same. No, segmentation only gives us a chance to identify and categorize market on different parameters. It can be anything, it can be geographical, it can be demographical, I'll be explaining to you. But out of that segmentation, deciding my target is the second step. I have to decide my target, and later on, once I decide my target, that yes, this is the group to which I am going to cater, then I can position myself as a marketer. So the journey starts from market segmentation, and when I say market segmentation, we have to first identify the basis for segmenting the market. As I told you, I have to basically classify a group market in different on different basis. It can be geographical, it can be on the basis of age. Suppose if I take demographical factor, it can be on the basis of age, gender, income, occupation. If I take geographical, it can be east, west, north, south, or it can be the region wise also. So basically the idea is to identify the basis for segmenting the market, that what are the different bases on the basis of which I can classify the market. And once I do that, I have to develop profiles of resulting segments. I have to do the profiling of them. And once it is done, the second step is targeting. In targeting, what we do, we develop measures for segment attractiveness. We try to find out the parameters for the attractiveness of a segment, that yes, these are the points of attractions in that particular segment, and out of the attractiveness measures of those segments, I can find a target segment for myself as a company, that yes, this is going to be my target. So if I look for segmentation and targeting, if I have to differentiate the two, I can very simply say that in the first step, that is market segmentation, we are simply identifying the different bases for segmentation and we are developing profiles of resulting segments. But when we go for targeting, we are developing measures of segment attractiveness and try to find that yes, on the basis of their attractiveness, we try to select our target, that yes, this is going to be my target. And once I have decided my target, that yes, this would be my target, I would target India, I would target within India, I would target metropolitan cities. In metropolitan cities, I would target young people, and within young people, I would target higher income group people, HIG customers on the basis of income group. And once I have decided the target, then I have to understand, based on their traits, we have to position ourselves. So I have to develop positioning for each target segment. Suppose I have 4 targets. For all 4 targets, we have to develop positioning for each segment which I am going to cater to. And later on, what we do, we develop marketing mix for each target segment. So positioning is basically related to development of marketing mix for each of the target segment with which I am going to deal with as a marketer. So segmentation talks about classifying market on different bases, and targeting talks about finding a target out of it, and positioning talks about once you have found the target, how to cater to the requirement of that specific target, that is called market positioning. So I have to develop marketing mix for each target segment, I have to develop positioning for each target segment in market positioning. We will be discussing in great detail what we do in segmentation, what we do in targeting and positioning step by step. Now let us start with market segmentation, and in market segmentation there is a buzzword called global market segmentation. And at times my learners ask me, sir, is it different from that of market segmentation? Of course, answer is no, cause market segmentation, when we do market segmentation, it can be at global level also. What we do in geographical factors, when we take geographical factors, of course, the country wise or region wise also segmentation can be done. But global market segmentation is defined as a process of identifying specific segments, whether they be country groups or individual consumer groups. But we have to find that these groups are of potential customers with homogeneous attributes, and they are likely to exhibit similar responses to a company's marketing mix. When I say homogeneity, I have to understand that suppose if I am going to position myself, I am going to develop a marketing mix for this particular segment of the market or this particular target, they need to respond to my marketing mix in a similar manner. Suppose if I do not get response in a similar manner, it means that they do not belong to that particular segment. So global market segmentation is nothing but identification of specific segmentations, and there the canvas is very broad, very wide, and you take the entire universe, entire globe as your market, and out of that market you are doing the profiling, you are classifying them on different bases, finding target, and then positioning ourselves. So it is only a matter of scale only, where we are going to expand our segmentation task with beyond the boundaries of a specific country or nation. So it is no more bound to the specific boundaries of a nation. It can be done globally also, and once we do it globally, we call it global market segmentation. And when we talk about global market segmentation, we are reminded of globalization, and once we are reminded of globalization, we cannot ignore the name of Theodore Levitt. So Theodore Levitt, he was talking about the globalization of markets, and segmentation, global market segmentation is very much emanating from that very article of Theodore Levitt, where he talked about the globalization of markets. So we have to understand segment, the finding the homogeneous market in that particular market, finding a specific segment, a homogeneous segment in a heterogeneous market. So, finding a homogeneous segment in a heterogeneous market is something which is very difficult, but yes, unless we do that, we cannot find a good target for ourselves. So, for deciding my own target market, unless I know my target market, I cannot cater to their requirement. Where I would go for implementing in the strategy of integrated marketing, to whom I would serve, and how would I know that my customers are satisfied or not. So, it is the market segmentation which is leading to targeting and later on positioning. So, there are two contrasting views of global segmentation. I will be presenting before you both the opinions. The first one is called as conventional wisdom in the corridors of global segmentation, in the corridors of views of global segmentation. The first is conventional wisdom. When I say conventional wisdom, they have certain assumptions. They assume that they assume heterogeneity between countries, that across the globe heterogeneity prevails. If you go to a different country, of course they are heterogeneous in different forms, or in different aspects they are heterogeneous. So, they assume heterogeneity between the countries. The second assumption is that they find that homogeneity is confined to a country only. They assume that homogeneity is there, but it is within a country. If you are in search of homogeneity, you should confine your trade, you should confine your business to the boundaries of a particular nation only, to a particular country only. Otherwise, you are going to find the heterogeneous market. The third is they focus on macro level cultural differences. They do not look at micro level cultural differences. They find macro level cultural differences to be more important, and they assume that the micro level cultural differences, if they are there, the customers can manage with that, and they do not mind about those micro level cultural differences. What matters is the macro level cultural differences, which you should keep in mind while doing your segmentation, targeting and positioning. And if we talk about conventional wisdom, it increasingly relies on clustering of national markets, that you should cluster different countries and then try to go ahead in that particular country and that particular nation with a specific set of marketing strategies. And the same strategy cannot be applied to a different nation. So, they are basically talking about clustering of national markets. I can give you one example of that. If you talk about publishing industry, the global publishers, at times you find that they are having the Eastern economy edition also. I won't name any publisher, but you would find that they are basically doing their publishing task, performing their publishing task in a particular cluster, and in those countries it is being distributed. If I talk about any global publisher who is publishing in the field of commerce and management, since I am a teacher of commerce and management, I can talk about that. So, in that you would find that for Asian countries, they have made a cluster, that the books which are published in any of the Asian country, they are to be circulated in those countries, in cluster countries only, or in the countries which actually form part of a specific cluster. So, they are relying on clustering of national markets, because they feel that in these countries, apart from the minor micro level cultural differences, at macro level they are at par with each other, or they are almost the same. So, out of that heterogeneity across the nations also, they try to find the homogeneity, and they are doing clustering of national markets as well on the basis of their similarity. And if we talk about the conventional wisdom in the corridors of global segmentation, they put less emphasis on within country segments. They are not putting greater emphasis on within country segment, they are basically putting greater emphasis on within country segments. And if we talk about the unconventional wisdom, it is very much opposite to what we have discussed so far in case of conventional wisdom. If I talk about unconventional wisdom, their assumption is the emergence of segments which transcend national boundaries. They talk about the emergence of that segment of market which is no more confined to the four walls of your country or the geographical boundaries of your country. They transcend national borders as well. They transcend national boundaries as well, and that is why nowadays we are witnessing the presence of global products in the hands of customers across the globe, whether you are in US or you are in India or you are in any part of the world, the same product can be used. So the unconventional wisdom talk about finding that type of similarity, that type of homogeneity in the market where you can be in a position to develop a global product, a product which is of global in nature. If we move ahead to another assumption there, assumption of unconventional wisdom in the corridors of views of global segmentation, it recognizes existence of within country differences. Suppose if I take India as a country, within the country also you have different subcultures, you have different dialects which are being used for communication. So it recognizes existence of within country differences as well, which was not present under the conventional wisdom on views of global segmentation. So the unconventional wisdom talks about recognition of existence of within country differences. You cannot say that in a particular nation one policy have been formulated, one marketing policy or strategy have been formulated, and I would go ahead with the same. Of course, you cannot survive with that kind of strategy, because unconventional wisdom, which is very much in practice nowadays, it recognizes existence of within country differences. So how would you deal with those differences which are within country differences? The next is that the unconventional wisdom emphasizes micro level differences. It says that even the micro level differences at times, they are very much significant for a group of customers, and then they may take it seriously, and that may result into the loss of customers by a marketer. So unconventional wisdom says that you cannot, even within the country, you cannot go ahead with one size fit all approach in a particular nation, that I am operating in India. So whatever marketing strategy I have drafted or crafted, the same would be applicable pan India. Of course not. So this unconventional wisdom emphasizes at micro level differences as well, and it says that we should segment market, micro market within and between countries. So you can do the segmentation of micro markets within and also between the countries. You can do in a specific country, you can find another country where the similar traits of customers are present. So you can do the clustering. Here the clustering doesn't mean that it is confined to the geographical boundaries of a nation. No, even this segmentation can be done within and between the countries. You can find two countries where the similar types of customers are present, their traits are same, so you can cater to their requirement. But you have to identify, you have to do the profiling of that magnitude where you can understand that what are the micro level differences. And my dear learners, this with this conventional wisdom on views of global segmentation, we cannot survive in today's competitive world. We have to understand that even the smallest micro level difference is going to be considered very seriously by a present day customer who is very loyal to you, to your company. He or she may think that this micro level difference is there, and my company is not honoring the brand with which I am having with which I have proven my loyalty, is not honoring my own cultural differences. So we have to be very cautious about that. So my dear learners, this was about the contrasting view of global segmentation. Now I will tell you about the levels of market segmentation, the way it starts, from where it starts. So there are two situations broadly. One is no segmentation and second one is market segmentation. So before I talk about the levels of market segmentation, there may be a situation of no segmentation, and no segmentation means mass marketing. Some of the learners, they feel that mass marketing is also one of the levels of market segmentation. Of course it is not. Because when I say, having said mass marketing, it means there is no segmentation. I am going to offer the same product to all consumers and no segmentation is done. Since no segmentation is there, how can we assign it a category of levels of market segmentation? But why I have shown it under the head of levels of market segmentation, because in various texts it is given that mass marketing is also one of the levels of market segmentation, wherein the reality is that it is a case of no segmentation. So, mass marketing means you are going to offer the same product to all consumers, there is no segmentation. So, it is going to be a common product with me, which means there is no customization of your product, you are actually floating a product which is there for all customers. So, you can say that it is a kind of strategy of one size fit all approach. I am giving you one product and that should be applicable for all customers, everyone would buy. For certain products it can be applicable, for certain cases it can be applicable, but of course for the entire marketing scenario we cannot say that mass marketing is a right, would be a right strategy or would be a right choice. Otherwise why are we talking about segmentation, targeting and positioning? So, let us move ahead to segmentation, market segmentation. As I told you, in segment marketing what we do, we are offering different products to one or more segments. We are doing the profiling of the entire market, and based on my target I would try to cater to the requirement of that particular target, and I will position myself my product in that as per the requirement of that customer group only, that target market only. But this is called some segmentation, some degree of segmentation is there, that you are going to offer different products to one or more segments. This is called segment marketing. But even for the market segmentation there are different levels. Suppose if I talk about the ultimate level of market segmentation, that is micro marketing. So, within segment marketing and micro marketing there is a term called niche marketing. What is niche marketing? We are offering different products to subgroups within segments. So it means we are offering different products to different subgroups within the segments, and it is actually using the comparative level of, I won't say it is a superlative degree of or the ultimate level of market segmentation, but yes, it can be called as the moderate level of segment market segmentation as on date. There was a time when we used to call niche marketing as the ultimate level of market segmentation, where the different products to subgroups within the segments were being offered. So, that was called niche marketing. And there is another level called micro marketing. If I talk about micro marketing, the products to suit the taste of individuals or location. So, there is a complete segmentation. So, based on different locations, different choices, different preferences and taste, we are doing the market segmentation, that is called micro marketing. For that, of course, we need lot of resources, and there is another situation where the marketer is emerging as a category killer, and they are offering product to different customers of different backgrounds and their different requirements. So, these are different levels of market segmentations, and they require a differing level of strategies by a marketer to cater. So, we have to understand, my dear learners, when we talk about market segmentation, there are certain prerequisites for effective segmentation, like the market should be measurable, it should be accessible, it should be substantial, which means the segment must be large enough or the profitable enough to serve. There is a prerequisite of being differential, that segment must respond differently to different marketing mix elements and actions, and actionability, when we talk about it, must be able to attract and serve the different segments. So, if I talk about the prerequisites for effective segmentation, I have to keep this thing in mind, that whatever classifications I have made, I have to first test whether that classification is eligible to become my target or not. Suppose I did the profiling of the entire market, but it is not measurable. I cannot measure the size, I cannot measure the purchasing power of my customers, I cannot do the profiling of segments, I cannot measure. So, of course, that cannot be part of my, that market cannot be part of my market segmentation, cause it is not measurable. There can be a situation where I cannot reach to that particular part of particular segment of customers. So, they are not reachable, I cannot serve there. So, because of not these markets not being accessible to me, I cannot serve to that particular market. So, we have to understand, my dear learners, that these prerequisites are very much there for making your market segmentation more effective. Some people think that segmentation doesn't require any prerequisite. It is only the targeting where we have to keep in mind certain conditions. Of course not. The segmentation need to be done in a proper manner, in an efficient and effective manner, so that we can find the suitable target. So, I hope you must have understood this very concept of market segmentation, and in the next lecture of mine I will tell you about the targeting and positioning. I hope you must have enjoyed this part of my lectures on marketing management. Thank you so much.